Have you ever realized how many of us have become prisoners to our own minds? Some are bound by alcohol, others by social media, sugar, pornography, or nicotine. At the heart of all these addictions lies the same underlying issue: losing control over our minds. As Napoleon Hill wisely said, "You either control your mind or it will control you." And that's the undeniable truth. Once addiction takes control of the mind, achieving success feels like an unattainable dream. In today's video, we'll explore how anyone can break free from any addiction using the timeless principles of Napoleon Hill. These principles show us that real freedom doesn't come from external changes. It begins within. Chapter 1. The mind is the true battlefield. Addiction isn't just a habit, it's a deeply ingrained mental pattern that shapes every aspect of our lives. All addictions begin with pleasure, those fleeting moments of happiness that trigger a release of dopamine, the chemical that creates feelings of joy and reward. Over time, dopamine associates that pleasure with the experience, and we start to see it as a source of happiness. Consider the addictive pull of social media notifications. Each time we check our phone, we get a tiny hit of dopamine that makes us feel good. Over time, this cycle becomes so ingrained that our brains start to view it as normal, and we feel incomplete without it. This is where addiction shifts from a physical or behavioral issue into something that becomes ingrained in our subconscious. We begin to feel like escaping it is nearly impossible. Napoleon Hill described this perfectly in what he called the auto-suggestion trap. When we repeatedly tell ourselves, "just one more time," or "I'll stop tomorrow," our subconscious gets trapped in the cycle and it repeats itself over and over. This loop, also known as the habit loop, consists of a cue, craving, response, and reward. It hijacks our brain, and because of this, our conscious mind struggles to understand why we continue these behaviors, leaving us feeling powerless. But the turning point comes when we gain awareness. Awareness, the first step to overcoming addiction. The most crucial step to overcoming any addiction is accepting it. The longer we stay in denial, the more we feed our addiction. Hill put it simply, "You are the master of your fate, but only when you master your thoughts." Our victory and freedom are only achievable when we learn to control our thoughts. Awareness is not just acknowledging that we have a problem. It involves identifying every urge, trigger, and thought, and observing them without judgment. For instance, if you suddenly feel the urge to check your phone or eat a snack, take a pause and ask yourself, is this my choice or my weakness? This question disrupts your autopilot brain and engages your conscious mind. In that moment, you get the opportunity to rewire your neural pathways. Hill stressed the power of positive auto-suggestions and self-talk to control the subconscious mind. This doesn't mean fighting every urge, but rather filling your mind with new, empowering thoughts. For example, when an urge arises, simply tell yourself, "I am the master of my choices. I am the master of my mind." Repeating this affirmation strengthens it in your subconscious, gradually weakening the old addiction loops. Research shows that by consciously observing our urges and identifying their triggers, such as boredom, stress, or loneliness, we can manage them more effectively. Both Hill's philosophy and modern neuroscience agree. Mastering the mind is possible when we combine awareness with practice. Practical steps for rewiring your mind. The simplest and most effective approach is to pause, ask yourself key questions, and engage in positive self-talk. Alongside this, managing your environment is essential. If you stay in environments filled with the same triggers, people, and situations, controlling your urges becomes much harder. Therefore, proactively changing your environment, evaluating your social circle, and consciously replacing habits is crucial. Hill explained that the person who masters their thoughts becomes the architect of their own life, and only they can free themselves from the grip of addiction. The key takeaway here is that addiction doesn't stem from physical weakness. It's a pattern created in the mind. Without awareness, conscious observation, and daily positive auto-suggestions, breaking free from addiction becomes nearly impossible. Hill put it best, "When you master your thoughts, you can master your life." This is the first step toward freedom from any addiction. Awareness is the light that guides us through the darkness. And as we light it, the shadow of addiction begins to disappear. Chapter 2. Reprogramming the mind. From thought to freedom. Mind. Reprogramming is the true path to freedom from addiction. Most people focus solely on stopping their bad habits or addictions, but according to Hill, that's only half the solution. Nature hates a vacuum. This means that when you remove a bad habit without replacing it with something positive, your subconscious mind will search for a new habit to fill that void. That's why those who focus only on not drinking or not smoking often relapse. For instance, if someone wants to quit alcohol, simply saying, "I won't drink," isn't enough. Instead, they should think about what healthy, productive, and rewarding activity they can substitute, like replacing evening drinking with a short exercise session, a green tea ritual, or journaling. Small replacement activities shift the dopamine response, signaling the brain that a new source of reward is available. Science reveals that neural pathways are plastic, meaning old habits can be replaced when the brain is repeatedly exposed to new reward patterns. This process requires patience and consistency because habit loops are deeply ingrained, and their sudden removal can trigger discomfort, cravings, and anxiety. Hill's second principle is to define purpose. Addiction often thrives when we lack a clear goal or purpose in life. When we react to external stimuli and impulses, our mind switches to autopilot, and addiction fills the void. Hill wrote, "A mind with a definite purpose acts. A mind without it reacts." This means that when we have an emotionally compelling goal, mission, or aspiration, our mind begins to view those urges and cravings as insignificant. At the practical level, implementing Hill's principles is both simple and effective. One of the most powerful methods is daily affirmations. Stand in front of the mirror each morning and say to yourself, "I am the master of my mind. I am the ruler of my body." This isn't just a motivational phrase, it's a systematic way to reprogram the subconscious mind. Repetition, combined with emotional belief, forms new neural circuits in the brain, reinforcing self-control and discipline. Studies show that verbal affirmations and visualization techniques reduce stress, weaken cravings, and make decision-making more conscious. In Chapter 2, the core message is, freedom comes not just from stopping bad habits, but from reshaping our minds. Chapter 3, Discipline, the true price of freedom. Discipline, or self-control, is the greatest power we have, and it's the key to overcoming addiction. Hill said it clearly, self-discipline is the only means of controlling your mind. Willpower or self-control isn't a fixed trait. It's like a muscle that can be strengthened with practice and consistency. Just like physical exercise strengthens our muscles and increases endurance, every time we consciously resist our cravings, impulses, and urges, our brain and mind build new neural pathways. For instance, if someone shows just 5% more self-control every day, whether it's cutting down on one cigarette, reducing phone usage by 10 minutes, or opting for fruit instead of dessert, after 20 days, their brain will begin to weaken old reward patterns and become receptive to new, productive behaviors. This process may be uncomfortable because addiction has been deeply embedded in the brain's reward system for a long time. But this discomfort is a sign of growth. Hill's principles teach that facing this discomfort and managing it consciously is what makes someone the true master of their mind. Self-discipline isn't just about resistance. It's the practice of conscious decision-making, where we choose long-term goals and purpose-driven actions over short-term impulses. However, internal discipline alone is not enough. Hill and modern psychology both emphasize that our environment plays a significant role in shaping behavior. Addiction doesn't exist in isolation. It thrives in the dynamics of our environment, social circles, and daily habits. Willpower, discipline, and managing our environment are the keys to overcoming addiction. The power to change is already within you. It's just about using it effectively, creating the right environment, and making conscious choices. This journey won't be easy, but the more effort you put in today, the more sustainable and permanent the change will be tomorrow.